Okay, guys, back at Geno's Transaxle Performance. I'm building the engine that didn't work out too good. It came apart due to a rag or paper towel, blue paper towel, which was down in the sump. And I don't know how it got there. I didn't build this engine, but I am putting it back together. A friend of mine built it, and I didn't blame him, and I wouldn't blame him. But anyhow, the rag got down in the, or the paper towel got down in the sump, and we run it a couple times and then went to change the oil and found it down there. But we never really got a good run on it. We were working with it, sort of breaking it in and what have you. It's got some good stuff in it, so I had to have the crank turned, got new rods. The block wasn't hurt, believe it or not. The heads weren't hurt. The pistons weren't hurt. So we were in pretty good shape. So we're going to try it again. This is a 86 by 94. And the pistons are good ones. They're real good ones. The heads are street eliminators. You can see they got some pretty big ports on them. And the valve springs are CB's good valve springs. And I did have adjustable push rod tubes, but somewhere along the line they got mislaid, or some of them got lost. I had some of them, but that's how things are sometimes when you're at one shop and then come back to another shop and what have you. We tore this down at my buddy's shop, Peach Bears, and when I got back here, I put the stuff somewhere, but not all of it was where it was put, and I don't know. But I got these nice wide mouth push rod tubes. I had a set of JCs. They were pretty expensive. And all of our motors that we're building now, we're putting the oil return back in here from the free flow instead of up here. We found out it was better, and when you do that, there's another little hole inside here you block off, and you don't use any plunger in here because it returns the return is on the oil pump here. I didn't get it on yet, but that's how that works. And it's right there, the return. It's pressure relief. So I took my time putting it back together, and everything seemed to go back okay. I had to clearance a cam, and luckily I have a lathe over here. Only one spot on the cam that I had to clearance, so that's done. So now push rod tubes, or the push rods are done. I'm going to use them over, and I changed camshafts in here also. I went with my favorite cam in here, and we'll see how that works. Since I can't get any Norris cams, I've been using Ingalls cams again, which I used for years, but I liked Norris cams the way they were ground and stuff, and I had a real good relationship with Chuck out there. No, he ain't Chuck Norris, but he worked for Norris, and when I guess Norris retired or whatever, Chuck took over. And he was in low profile, And I think Caddyshack was using Norris cams. And I found out from them that they were back doing it, and I went direct with him and started. So he called here one day, and I wanted another cam that I was using in all my race motors that I liked. Well, there was a couple, but the one I really used a lot. And he told me, he said, well, the one you ordered, I'm not going to be able to do. I just retired. Oh, man, I about cried because I wanted that so bad. But anyhow, I thought, well, webcams are good. I talked to them, but they're really expensive. And they're no different than what Engel is. Everybody uses the same bullet or billet or whatever. I'll get it right. So I decided to start buying my cams off of Engel again. So I went with one of my old cams that there's two I like. I like the K8, FK8, and the FK89. And I do like, for some small engines, the V26, cut on a different lobe centers. So, and a couple other ones I like too. But that's where I'm at now, and I like scat lifters, but I tried a set of Engel lifters with the packerizing, whatever you call it, on here. And we'll see how that all works out. Now, I don't use that red crap that they use on the cams to break them in. I use Molly lube. I like that better. That's old school, and I just like that. So that's what I've been using. So anyhow, these old plugs are have to come out. We'll put new ones in. I got the header for it. I do have the oil pump. I'm waiting for these narrow, long things. I got 3 of them coming. And this is wedge mated. Flywheel isn't on yet, but I'll be putting it on too. And the pull, and the pulley. So there we go. It's been fun. And I do have a tranny coming in to do, and I have another motor. So that's the way that is. I'd sooner do transmissions, but when I get slow, then I build motors. It's a lot more work with a motor. You have to really check things, and I always test fire them before I sell any, because I want to make sure when it goes out here it's right. And I can't always test a tranny, but I usually know what's going to happen if anything happens, and some of those will bite you once in a while too, but we take care of them. We'll be back for more later with the 23, what is this, 87, 86, something like that. I hope everybody's well, safe, and staying at home. There's a lot of crazies out here, I hear on here, that wants to go out and ram around. And they don't believe that this stuff will kill you. Well, I got a pacemaker, a defibrillator, and if I go out in this stuff and get it, it will get me. And I'm listening to what the scientists are saying, because they do know what's going on. And this crazy ass president we got, I'll be glad when he gets out of office. We'll see y'all later.